You know that feeling? When your heart races as they walk into the room, when every text notification sends a jolt of electricity down your spine. We've been told our whole lives that this magnetic pull is the ultimate sign of true love. Movies, songs, novels, they all scream that if the attraction isn't earth-shattering, it's not worth pursuing. But what if I told you that very belief is why you're lying awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling, wondering why something feels profoundly wrong in a relationship that looks perfect? What if the emptiness you've been brushing off as just a phase is actually your soul whispering a terrifying truth that attraction, no matter how intense, is the most deceptive mirage in the desert of love? I see you, the one scrolling through this video with quiet desperation. You might be drowning in a relationship where passion burns bright but leaves you feeling lonelier than when you were single. Or maybe you're paralyzed by the fear of choosing wrong again, giving your all to someone who makes your body hum but leaves your heart stranded on an island. That ache in your chest when they dismiss your dreams as cute, that flinch when they roll their eyes during your vulnerable confession, that's not boredom or overthinking, it's your entire being screaming for sanctuary, for a place where your fears aren't weaponized, your tears aren't an inconvenience, and your silence isn't mistaken for peace. This isn't another video about spicing things up or reigniting the spark. We're going to unravel why that spark has been blinding you to what actually sustains lifelong love. Because when the music fades and the butterflies migrate, you're left with something far more critical, something that determines whether you'll grow together or shatter apart. And here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to admit. You could have the most explosive chemistry in the world, but without this one foundation, it will implode slowly, painfully, inevitably. Over the next hour, we'll dismantle everything culture has taught you about love. We'll venture into the neuroscience of connection, the psychology of trauma, and the raw, unglamorous trenches of real relationships that survived not because of attraction, but because of something infinitely more profound. By the end, you'll understand why emotional safety isn't just important, it's the oxygen love breathes. And if you've ever felt like you're loving with an invisible wound, this will change everything. Right now you might be thinking, but how do I even build emotional safety? Is it too late for us? Maybe you're terrified that prioritizing it means sacrificing passion, that you'll end up in some polite, sexless roommate arrangement. Or perhaps you're wrestling with the shame of realizing you've been the unsafe partner, repeating cycles you swore you'd break. Wherever you are, I want you to pause, breathe, and let me make you a promise. Before this video ends, you'll hold a map. Not a vague theory, but a living blueprint distilled from therapeutic practices, neurological research, and the messy beauty of real couples who transform their love story. You'll discover how to recognize the subtle cracks in your foundation long before the earthquake hits. The offhand comments, the dismissed concerns, the patterns you've normalized that are silently eroding trust. More crucially, you'll learn the exact language to voice your deepest fears without pushing love away, how to create a harbor so secure that vulnerability becomes your greatest strength, not a liability. This isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming safe. And when you unlock that, something extraordinary happens. Attraction doesn't fade, it evolves into a force more intoxicating than you've ever known. Stick with me. What comes next isn't just insight, it's your awakening to the person watching right now. Yes, you. Thank you for choosing to spend this time with me. If you're exhausted by shallow dating advice and hungry for conversations that touch the soul, you found your sanctuary. Here, we don't chase trends. We chase truth. We believe love isn't a game to win, but a language to learn. A language where emotional safety is the alphabet. Every week, we dissolve the myths keeping you lonely and replace them with tools for connection that lasts. If you're ready to stop repeating the same painful patterns, hit subscribe, tap that bell icon, because what we're about to explore is just the beginning. The journey to fearless love starts here, and I don't want you to miss a single step. And if this video speaks to the part of you that's been waiting to be seen, tap like. It tells me keep going. This matters. Now, let's dive back in, Because what I promised you, it's time to deliver. Let me tell you about Anna and Leo. Anna was a wildfire, a painter who wore her heart on her sleeve. Leo, a structured architect who found her chaos enchanting. Their attraction was instant, electric. They'd lose hours tangled in sheets, whispering dreams. But slowly, Anna's brightness began to dim. Leo would joke about her silly anxieties. When she confessed her fear of abandonment, he sighed, "Not this again." One night, she tearfully admitted feeling unseen. Leo snapped, "Why are you so emotional?" That phrase, "so emotional," became the pin that pulled their grenade. Anna started shrinking. She stopped sharing her paintings. She'd numb her nerves with wine before difficult conversations. Leo mistook her silence for peace, not realizing she was grieving the death of safety. The breakup wasn't dramatic. It was a quiet unraveling. Years later, Anna met Sam. Sam wasn't a lightning strike, more like a slow sunrise. When Anna trembled sharing her past, Sam placed a hand on his heart and whispered, "Thank you for trusting me with this." When she spiraled at 2 a.m., he didn't fix it, he listened. He remembered her childhood stories, noted her triggers, apologized when his tone turned sharp. Here's what Anna learned. With Leo, love felt like walking a tightrope blindfolded. With Sam, it felt like coming home to a hearth that never dies. Attraction with Leo was a sparkler, bright but brief. With Sam, it became a deep, resonant hum that grew louder with every act of safety. Passion didn't vanish, it transformed from a flickering flame into something unshakable. Because when Anna felt safe, her body could finally relax into desire. This is the alchemy no one talks about. Emotional safety is the ultimate aphrodisiac. It builds the space where passion roots deeply. Anna and Sam's journey shows safety isn't built in grand gestures, but in micro moments. The "I notice you" glances, the "I've got you" embraces after failures, the courage to say "I messed up" without defensiveness. Start today. When your partner speaks, listen not to reply, but to witness. Replace your overreacting with "help me understand." Protect their vulnerabilities like sacred texts. This is how you turn a house into a sanctuary. If you've made it this far, I'm deeply honored. This conversation isn't easy. It asks us to confront our deepest fears about love. But you're here because part of you still believes in something real, something enduring. So take this with you. You deserve a love that feels like exhaling after holding your breath for years. A love where you're not just desired but cherished, where your scars are met with tenderness, not judgment. If this resonated like this video, it tells YouTube to share it with others, silently begging for this message. Subscribe to The Romance Zone. We're just getting started and family sticks together. Drop a comment with "I choose safety. Let's build a tribe of brave hearts." And share this with one person who needs to hear. Attraction is a door, but emotional safety is the home. Until next time, remember, the greatest love story isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about seeing an imperfect person perfectly safe. Keep choosing courage. Keep believing. I'll be waiting for you right here.